Broncos stock up/down, risers and fallers after final preseason game. After a 10-point victory in their final preseason game against the Minnesota Vikings, the Denver Broncos now have significant decisions to make by whittling the roster from 80 players down to 53. Here are 6 aspects of the game that the Denver decision-makers will look at to aid their conclusions. After dismal performances against the Dallas Cowboys and Buffalo Bills, the Broncos' rushing game finally came alive. The entire group totaled over 100 yards of rushing, most of them coming from running back Mike Boone, who finished with 44 yards. Mind you, 44 yards from one player was more than the Broncos as a team had against the Cowboys. Way to go. Lewis was picked on heavily by Vikings quarterbacks in the second half of the game. There were several times where the ball was thrown his way and he didn't even turn his head around. If you are wanting to make a 53-man roster in the NFL as a cornerback, you have to get your head around to look for the ball. Montrell Washington continued to impress Broncos fans and coaches. The rookie from Samford electrified the crowd at Empower Field at Mile High with an 11-yard rushing touchdown. He could be an integral part of the roster as a Swiss Army knife. At the end of the first half, the Broncos had 149 and 3 timeouts to go 90 yards. Instead, quarterback Brett Rippon led Denver only 23 yards. The drive ended with a Corliss Wademan punt, taking only 53 seconds off the clock. If it had not been for the amazing defensive score to cap the half, it would have been a frustrating way to end the first 30 minutes. At the end of the game, the Broncos only had 12 yards to go for a touchdown to close out Minnesota, which would have really boosted the stock of quarterback Josh Johnson. Instead, Denver only came away with 3, in large part to costly penalties and play calling. Hopefully the 2-minute drill under Russell Wilson can produce more points in those types of situations. After no turnovers against the Buffalo Bills, the Broncos came away with a massive fumble touchdown that turned the momentum of the game. At the time, it was 10-7 Broncos, far from a sure bet. McTelvin Agim stripped the ball from Vikings quarterback Sean Mannion, which was recovered by Baron Browning, who took it in for a touchdown in a commanding lead before halftime. After a devastating ACL tear left wide receiver KJ Hamler sidelined for the 2021 campaign, he finally made his 2022 debut. Hamler caught 3 passes for 18 yards. Hamler looks to make a big impact as a speedy receiver for quarterback Russell Wilson. In the wake of a big injury, it was great to see Hamler starring out on the field again.